join us. And let's jump into it. I will share my screen with you now. Yeah, okay. So, can you see it all okay? This is my first time ever doing a presentation on a, what's it called? Slideshow. So please don't judge me. I will put this out of the way. So yes, vaccine and shedding and what is really going on. So that's important question. So we know, and this is not about opinions, some people get it because they truly believe that it helps them to be safe. Some people on the other side do their research and understand there might be potential risks, that there might be side effects, there might be adverse reactions, and there might be shedding. Are we all on the same page when it comes to shedding? Do you understand what that means, or do we need to go into the explanation of that a bit more?
I'm aware of shedding, but I was told, maybe I was misinformed, that with the mRNA vaccine, that that doesn't shed because it's not a live vaccine, but I'd love to be educated more.
Okay.
On this vaccine, yeah.
Just to let you know, I'm not an expert, and that's coming next year. I am not an expert. This is totally my own opinion. I'm not your professional, medical professional, and everything you hear is only my opinion that is necessary to share here. I have been focusing my attention on the solutions, more on the problems. So shedding, from my understanding, all the vaccines do shed and affect people in the environment for up to 4 weeks. So I believe that there is still a potential risk for 4 weeks after the person gets the jab. So do we all agree that you make your own opinion on whatever you hear here? Yeah. Then I thought many of you have no idea who I am, so I thought I will quickly check this in so you get an understanding that I do have a little bit of background and from different areas as well. So hopefully that will make a bit of sense and brings understanding to what I'm trying to present to you today. I have been for many years, I think my journey started 2010, interested in healing with foods, with herbs, with natural ways, and that's been my passion. It's turned into my profession as well. I'm an allergologist and sclerologist, so I can look into people's eyes and find out what's going on in the whole body. I'm a quantum flow professional practitioner. We work with the mind, we work with the energetic body in a movement sense of things, and also I work as a neo-shamanic healing arts practitioner. And this shedding work, this jab work is very much based around the energy work as well as the healing with the ancient protocols and the foods and the herbs, as you will see moving forward. So I am presenting 2 options that I have taught by my teachers, and it's up to you to pick what suits you or what might resonate with you. Often when we speak about energy, people think it's some woo-woo shit and don't really give any attention to it. Yeah, as soon as I say, oh, I'm an energy healer, or I heal people with food, I just get this wave into a different basket, and often people don't take it seriously. What doesn't excuse is people's ignorance. Just because we don't know about something or we are not aware of something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And we all know that energy is all there is. We are all made out of energy. You look into any scientific researches, it's been proven that all these little particles, atoms and neutrons, it's all energy. And it's extremely important to understand that when we speak about chakras, has anybody heard of chakra before? The energetic centers are the term for it. The endocrine system, it's the same, yeah, it's the same thing, 3 different terms, and they are all very closely connected to our organs. So if you look at the picture down here, for example, our sacral chakra, the second here, is very closely connected to our reproductive system. So the stories we are hearing that women being unable to have children or having miscarriages or irregular periods, all that is coming into play when we are talking about this shedding or the effects of the vaccination. So all our energetic centers, all 7 of them, are connected to certain system in the body: digestive, reproductive, respiratory, that's the heart. And it's very important to know that the Western world has been just trying to push one side of the story, but the way our ancestors were living, the ancient Egyptians, it was all about honoring the gifts of Mother Nature, honoring ourselves as the whole. There's no separation. If you go to the hospital with a heart problem, you go to the heart department. In the meantime, your liver goes to shit. So they send you to a different department, and there's a never connection between the two. And I think it's really important to understand that if energetic centers are out of whack and they don't function properly, then it's directly affecting our physical body, and it has been proven. So what happens when we get the jab? We can experience all sorts of different symptoms that will come soon, but from the energetic side, what I know, and I have a big network of healers in the same field that are working all over the world, massive following in Europe. I've got a friend, a colleague in Europe, in Switzerland, who's been focusing just on work of clearing, shedding and jab symptoms. And every single case that we have proves that all the energetic centers that we have shut down, all of them, every single one of them. That means no inflow of energy. The organs in our body are not receiving the flow of energy that is necessary for their full functioning. It's pretty full on. We've been also feeling people very disconnected. It's suppressing our immune system. We, all we want in this time is to have the strongest immunity ever. That's what you said, one of your beautiful souls before, just making sure the immunity is strong. This jab, the shedding, it suppresses it because it's not absorbing all the beautiful energy that is available to us. And that leads us to the symptoms of the adverse reactions, to the side effects that you might have heard of before. There's just a few of them. Sarah is a dear friend. She is a nurse. Other friend, I think it's Joy that's here as well, also nurse. There's been so many reports of cardiac arrests from the medical world after people have their job done. And we had this conversation previously with someone who is 21-year old and they have their job, and week on they end up with a heart attack in a hospital, and then it could be a person who is 50 years old. And it's like, well, how come nobody is asking questions, right? Nosebleeds, rashes, This is very commonly seen in children at the moment. And here I will speak as a mother. My little boy is spending half of the time, half of the week with his grandmother who has had the jab. And he started to suddenly have nosebleeds and really bad eczema on his arms. His sleep got really weird and funny. He would come to me a few times and said, "Mama, I think my heart is feeling a bit funny." And I didn't really put the dots together until I checked his field, and that was exactly what we talked about in the previous slide. All his system was shut down. Also, my own personal experience, just a couple of days ago, I had the pleasure of experiencing the shedding myself. And I think it was due to my work, and I haven't been really protecting my field very well. But I could feel all of this that is listed here, the low energy, the negative thoughts. I can say, and who knows me, you guys know that I'm the most positive person you will meet. And I'm doing my best to keep my light. But in these last few days, there was so much darkness coming in, and I would not be able to identify where it's coming from. I knew it wasn't mine, and I was able to just distinguish between that. So I think along the comment that we know of, the inflammation, nosebleeds, migraines, headache, the irregular periods, all that. Also, there is another bigger game being played when we are being, I don't want to say controlled, but yeah, probably controlled with some kind of a technology, the nanotechnology, the nanoparticles that are really affecting the way we think and feel. And that is something we should take seriously. Because the symptoms and all that we can work on, but the problem is really there, yeah? And I think that's the whole idea of the control. So this takes us to the answers. From my iridology world, from the natural healing world, when I've been studying with Don Tolman, with Tyrell Tolman, some of you might know them, and their protocol for people who are in this terrible situation when they feel they need to make a choice. Do I keep my job or do I get a job? And I had a lot of construction workers actually getting and starting to work with me that cannot afford to lose their jobs. And we've been putting together this 5-day fasting protocol for them to prepare the body. It's incredible. I think one thing that the Western world never gives credit to our body for is the self-healing abilities we have. Our body is so capable of healing itself without medication, without any lab-made substances, if we give it the right support. So what has been recommended by my teacher from the iridology world has been 5-day water fasts. First 3 days you fast on water. This is combined with doing enemas and flushing the system out. On the day 3, people would book their appointment to get the jab. And then follow that up with 2 more days of fasting. Dandelion tea has also been proven very beneficial to neutralize the chemicals. It's also very strong liver support, so it cleanses the liver as we go as well. Now, I really felt it's important to explain what's going on in the body when we fast, because when I heard that, I'm like, this is no-brainer, and we can really understand what's going on, and it's easier to jump into something like fasting, even for people that have never done it before. So when we fast for the first 12 to 24 hours, what our body is doing is just absorbing all the nutrition that we get from food. Yeah, sometimes it can be 12 hours in between meals. So the body, the cells are just absorbing all the goodness into the cells. In the 24 to 48 hours, the next stage, the body goes into the full ketosis. What it means is burning all the fat. It's burning the stored fat. The gut has opportunity to start healing, as well as the brain cells. We increase the insulin sensitivity. Our cells start renewing. The immune system itself starts renewing. So when you're asking about what can I do for my immunity, 3-day water fast totally restarts the whole immune system. And that's something that I do as a prevention every year, a couple of times a year. Pete here is one of my clients. We've been on a few journeys together with fasting, and it is life-changing. If we go back, and again, guys, this is something that comes from ancient Egypt. This is one of the protocols that the ancient Egyptians, who were the healthiest race, the most vibrant and thriving race on planet Earth to this date. So it's very, very deep information. 48 to 72 hours, what happens in the body when we give it 3 days of rest from food? The whole system goes into lockdown. All our cells go into lockdown. What does it mean? Lockdown. That's such a common name these days. Sorry, guys. It goes into shutdown. Let's say it just closes shop. There is nothing that can penetrate the cells. It's in full repair mode. And all it's doing, all the cells are doing, just expelling toxins from the body. They are renewing themselves and just shedding all the toxins, shedding all the old particles of themselves. And this is a really important point where we want to get to, because if people are forced to go and get a jab, on the day 3, you get the vaccination, the poison just flows through your body. The cells are not absorbing anything. And obviously, this is a very new thing, yeah? This is very new to all of us, and I have no research to prove it. There is research from Harvard University on the fasting benefits, so it has been done, and you can look it up. But patients with the most aggressive chemotherapy treatments have been following this protocol. And we know that chemo often leaves people with no hair, with loss of taste, with sores on the face, in their mouth. People who follow this protocol for the 5 days, they had no symptoms, zero. All that radiation just flew through them. So this is the closest evidence we have to what we are dealing with. Yeah, so understanding how the body works, we know that there is a very high chance that whatever is being presented from this jab is going to flow through the system without being absorbed into the body. We know it goes directly into the brain. That's why people are losing their taste and sense of smell, very connected to that, the migraines, the brain fog, all those symptoms. So does it all make sense? When I heard that, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is really powerful. Does it all make sense? Do you have any questions around that? Yeah.
I just have a question. So I didn't realize about like the 4 weeks shedding thing, and I've definitely been around people who have had their COVID vaccine within like 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. So would this be something I should do, even though I haven't had the vaccine, but I've been around people who have? Should I be doing this because of the shedding that they're like going through?
Look, when we speak about energy, vibration. If we keep in a high vibe, there's nothing in the world that can affect you. Yeah. So that means staying from the fear, being optimistic, smiling, happy. I know it's sometimes hard to do. So that's number one protection you can do. I would, and that's something I wanted to offer to you at the end of the session. I would love to check everybody who joined this Zoom. I will check your field and for the shedding. So if you feel you might have some symptoms or something might be off or you are worried about it, I will tell you at the end what to do, and I will check your field and put your mind into ease. If we want to stay protected, and it's going to be lower down on the slides, obviously foods, and Joy and Sarah who are here, they've got very good knowledge on the supplements that can be taken to support the body. We will get into that. Maybe let's open that at the end for the suggestions on that end. Does it answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
So if we think that we had, excuse me, already people come to me, I had the jab, I've got this rash on my body, I'm feeling off whack, I've been working with few people around the place that are experiencing the symptoms, and this is when the energy healing comes into place. My beautiful teacher Christoph Meldezevic has put together with some other people from our group this clearing protocol. It's been specifically designed for the jab, for this version of the jab, for the shedding, for any side effects that it might be done. And as I was talking at the beginning, the chakras close up. What we do with this protocol, we open them all up, we clear them out, and we put protection into place. It's been very effective. I did it on myself, I did it on my child, I did it on quite Pete and Joy as well. You both had the pleasure to experience that. So if you, Joy, wouldn't mind later to share your experience, that would be helpful. So what we do, yeah, as I said, I run you through the protocol. That's something I do remotely. It takes an hour of your time. All you need to do is just allow the work to happen, be in a relaxed state. And this is something that will protect you from shedding. It's something that will protect you from side effects. It will also clear the system after people had the jab. So with that saying, if I was in a situation where I had the jab and had my clearing, I would still probably want to support my physical body by some kind of a detox or fast, or use some detoxification tool on the physical level to support the organs, especially the liver. So yeah, that's something we could focus on. As I said, other things we can add into our diet is vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and the Dandy tea. So vitamin C, it's everywhere, every fruit you eat. Of course, we know citrus, kiwi fruits, guava, all these fruits are very high in vitamin C. I'm a big believer that the Mother Nature gives us all we need. I'm very little into supplements. But if you feel you are depleted, if you feel you need that extra boost, then go to as much natural sources as possible. Vitamin D, sunshine. It breaks my heart to see people with their masks on every day, these beautiful Melbourne sunny days. Then they have sunnies and hats on and then the jackets, and the sun's got no chance. It's necessary. We need sun. As soon as it comes out, guys, go and soak it in. Just let the sun do its job. Again, that's one of the most healing modalities that's ever been in the ancient wisdom, is sun. I remember I'm from the Czech Republic. in the mountains in Czech and Austria, there's these massive retreats, beautiful retreats where people go for their healing, their respiratory system and stuff in the mountains, lying on sun whole day. And it's pulling out all their toxins, it's healing their bodies. And I think in Australia, especially, the sun is being made enemy. And it's just really important to know that it's the other way around. One really cool hack that I've learned is mushrooms. Mushrooms are amazing for absorbing vitamin D. If you take just 3 mushrooms and put them into the sunshine for an hour, you will get a daily intake of vitamin D. So that's really awesome that everybody can do now. And just, cook it, chuck it into omelette or make soup or whatever, stir fry. It's really powerful. Zinc is really important. We get it from sesame seeds, tahini, all that. So again, you can do dressings, you can make biscuits, put it into smoothie. I put tahini into my smoothies every morning. That's a really beautiful, natural way how to bump up zinc. And herbal teas, dandelion, calendula, burdock root, all these herbs are really beautiful for detoxifying the liver and supporting all the chemicals just flushing out. Here I just put few more testimonials or few words I worked. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Few words from people I worked with. Sorry, it's been a really long day. I had a client in Florida who had 2 shots of Pfizer, and she started to develop rash on her chest. She was having migraines, pain during her period, and after the session, 9 days on, she could feel different straight away. Her energy changed. 9 days on, the rash has started clearing and it's almost gone. I didn't really want to share her private pictures here, but that was really beautiful to see that it worked. And there's just few other people that shared their experience of my work. So you read it in your own time if that's what you wish to do. I've just put a lot of information on you and we went quite fast. So would that be a good time now for questions? Would you like to ask any questions, anything that didn't make sense? Hi, well, welcome, beautiful. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry, I just noticed.
You are good. Thank you for coming. Has anybody got any questions? Anything you would like to ask?
Yeah, Pavla, it's about the shedding.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you know that it's shedding, that's coming into your sort of your space at that point in time?
It's all coming back to the symptoms that we shared before. So people usually feel off color to start with. Maybe Joy can share her experience. I'm going to maybe say a little bit what I felt in my field. I felt really tired. I felt I could not sleep for good week, and I'm usually a very good sleeper. I lie down and wake up in the same position, and now I was totally all over the shop. Often headaches. I've noticed headaches happening as well. What else was there? Rash. People can have rash. Everyone is different, right? We all have different body. We all react differently to different things. We are all on different level of immunity. So I guess I would tap into the adverse reaction symptoms and just monitor that. I can always just check people's field. If you are unsure, you can always contact me and I will confirm it for you. We've know exactly what the pattern is for the shedding, for the jab. So if anybody is worried, and that's what I said at the beginning, I will do for all of you, I will do a checkup so you can have peace of mind. Joy, my beautiful, would you like to share your experience? I did a clearing for Joy the other day on shedding. If you wouldn't mind, thank you.
Oh,
so
yes.
much.
I actually,
Your story.
I'm actually on my second week of school holidays. At the beginning of the school holidays, I think on the Thursday before the school holidays, a couple of weeks ago, I was on my last day of work and I had the worst headache that I hadn't, like, it was just there for the whole month, and it got exceedingly worse. Having to wear when we were told to wear the N95 masks every day as well. Like, I'm not in ICU or anything like that, so that was rolled out across all of the units, even the community centres where we are in contact with patients. So it was, I had the sinus pain, headaches, lightheadedness. But even before the masks, we had to wear the masks, I also had moments where I was just feeling really out of it, like
Disconnected.
disconnected. And there was a couple of days where I felt so lightheaded that I was like, people would come up to me in the unit, in the dialysis unit that I was working at, and my colleagues would be talking to me, and it would be like they were really far. It was like they were really far away. It's a very strange feeling, like I was going to pass out, and I was like, I need to sit down. And I thought maybe I was hungry. No, nothing. It was just a strange feeling. I've never had that before. Really, my sleep wasn't really very deep, all of that. But a lot of the things I didn't even really notice until they were gone. So on this Thursday night, when I had the clearing with Pavla, it had gone probably hard. Like the headache was still like in the background, but it was like phenomenal how much it had gone. And by Saturday evening, it was completely gone, and the brain fog had just completely lifted. I didn't even realize what a fog I was in until it had gone, and I haven't had any headaches since. So,
Beautiful.
Yeah, and my sleep has been a lot deeper and feeling much better rested. My kids have got a happier mama.
Yay. Beautiful.
And one of the other things is that I've also noticed that the people that have been really, I haven't been vaccinated, but the people that have been really defensive around me, like in fear about everything, whether they're vaccinated or just in fear about COVID at all, like the ones that have been difficult to connect with because they can't deal with the fact that I'm being positive. I feel like since that's shifted in me, it's been a ripple effect with the people around me, and they've actually been able to reconnect and actually have a conversation and even ask me questions that they was too scared to even bring up. Like, yeah.
Beautiful. So it's all energy. Yeah, we know that once it shifts in ourselves, it also creates shift in our environment, and you can see it in your loved ones. So it's really awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I just wanted to say too that, you know, how you were saying you didn't realize things were there until they were gone. That's exactly how I feel at the moment with looking into more of this information, what Pavla's presenting, what other people are talking about. And I'm the same. I've had this constant headache, like pretty much every single day for about 6 weeks. I've had a headache. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we feel very much that energy drain, but it's not a normal headache. And I've been having chiropractic adjustments like every fortnight because I'm worried about that side of things. and brain fog and fatigue and all of those things. And it's not until you actually sit down and think, well, where else is it coming from? And obviously we're so exposed to both staff and patients who have been recently vaccinated. It's really interesting. I really didn't think I'd been affected by it. I thought I'd been totally fine. And then, yeah, the more and more I felt disconnected from that grounding that I worked so hard with Pavla for on just, 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago. It's I'm completely back at ground zero, really, with all of that stuff. So it's really quite, I feel like it's accumulative. That's how I feel in my body. I feel like it's an accumulative exposure type thing that I've been having every time I'm in at work. I'm obviously getting those exposures for different things, and even at the supermarket and things like that. But energy wise, I do find it quite interesting that I went to the supermarket with my husband the other day and the kids, and I don't wear a mask because that gives me a lot of anxiety when I'm not at work. And he couldn't believe how nice everyone was to me. He was like, they don't talk to anybody else, but everyone talks to you. I was like, yeah, it's because they can see my face. Like, they can see my face. They can see who I am. They can see me smile at them. People are so deprived of this basic human interaction. And the woman at the checkout, because I always try and go through that for that human interaction as well, she couldn't stop talking. She was just like yabba yabba yabba, like, really. And then kind of was a bit sad that I was moving on. She was like, oh, okay, well, have a good day then, come back soon. But it was really quite interesting, I think, from an energetic perspective. How you were saying,
Absolutely.
I'm noticing with your colleagues and stuff like that, I feel like it's so important not to be scared. It's so important to remind yourself who you are, that you're strong, that you're healthy, that you're able to defend yourself and be confident in what your body can do. That's how I feel anyway.
Beautiful, beautiful. You're speaking my truth here. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing that. And we're going to do a session for you in next few days, okay? Guys, somebody asked here, can unvaxxed person be affected by it? Absolutely. This is all us, this experience we are having.
Pardon?
Well, my beautiful, I might need to mute you. There you are. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah, so unvaccinated people can be affected by the shedding. That's what my little boy experienced. That's what I experienced myself, Joy and Sarah as well. My client in UK, I worked with this morning. She's got 2 little children. Her older daughter is affected by the shedding. Her little boy, who is 2, is not, which is really interesting. Something works differently there. So what my intention was behind this webinar and getting us together is really empowering people in knowing that there are ways how we can deal with this shit and take power back into our hands. And it has worked for me, it worked for my child, it worked for my friends, and there is an army of others in my community of healers who are also ready to help and just step into the other side of bringing solutions. Yeah, so if you choose to do the physical clearing or the energetic clearing, I think together they work really beautifully and are very, very powerful. If people even have no shedding, that's what I did for a few clients too. We can protect the field, we can set up we can set up the protocol, the protective shields into your system. So any future exposures, you are protected. So Elisa, you talking about going to the hospital, having birth, giving birth and worrying about your children and your newborn baby, we can do that for you before you go. Or if you deal with people at the checkups and all that. Every single one of you, I am here for you guys. If you feel any of that resonates, please just reach out and I'm going to guide you through this. Now it might be a good time to ask any questions.
Can I ask about the kids? I'm not worried about myself, and I'm in Queensland, so it's quite different here. And the school that my daughter goes to has had a mass vaccination for the last couple of weekends. So school will be going back on Tuesday, and I have no idea the amount of kids that are going to have been vaxxed and are potentially shedding. So have you got any insights about how kids affected versus adults, and what I can do for my daughter? She's 15, so I'm quite concerned because all the parents that I know are not hesitating to vax. They're all lining up to vax. So I'm expecting there's going to be quite a lot of kids at the school that will have had it.
Yeah, Jack, I can't tell you if it's more frequent in children or adults. Sorry, I haven't got, I don't even know if there is that evidence yet.
Yeah.
But what we can do for your daughter to put this protection into her field so it doesn't affect her. And then you can just focus on making sure she eats clean food, a lot of fruits and vegetables, so her immunity is really strong.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
I guess I'll look out for some of those symptoms too that you said you'd noticed in your own son.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if I was to do it again, I would probably not wait because it wasn't pretty. Hearing my little one that his heart is feeling funny.
Right.
That was like a slap in the face. And if any of you having ever mama guilt, I could not sleep for a few nights from that because yeah, I feel that's serious. Once yeah. So we can work on your daughter for sure and make sure she's protected when she goes to school and then monitor it moving forward.
Right. Thank you.
You are welcome. I just shared my link, guys, in the chat, my calendar. So if anybody resonates or if you know anybody who needs help, please share that. There's also my contact details through Telegram or Facebook, wherever you find this message. I will write my email here too. So feel free to share it around. My name is Pavla. Anybody else would like to know, ask questions?
I was just going to say to Jack that that's what I'm planning to do for my daughter who's 7. And obviously we're very lucky to be here with Pavla, so we can see her face to face as well. But I feel like it's really important to get that everything in alignment and everything working well, similar to having the regular chiropractics and things like that we do all the time, so that everything's working to its best ability. And then I feel then anything that's going to come up from exposure, it will be so much easier it will expose itself a lot easier because you're already functioning on that really great harmonious level. That's my take on it anyway. I feel like achieving that symmetry and flow is really important for the kids, because they do present things quite easily, and especially in that age group with like menstrual cycles and hormonal imbalances and things like that. I feel like that would probably present in that age group.
Beautiful. And Sarah, I know you've been sharing, we talked about it at the beginning, you've been sharing some extra supplements from your research. You've got pretty wide list. Is there anything you could recommend to everybody here from what you know, Joy as well, that they could add to the list of things?
There are definitely supplements. A lot of things probably need to be, especially for children, would definitely need to come through a specific practitioner for dosing and things like that. But what you shared before, so your vitamin C, D, zinc, quercetin's a really important one as well, which is unfortunately in great difficulty getting supply at the moment. I know Joy has a little passion project for her sweet wormwood supplements. Licorice extract is another really important one that you can look into. I think a lot of practitioners are really focusing on zinc at the moment. It's a really important supplement. It's something that is at the base of pretty much every metabolic cycle in the body. Every single metabolic cycle in the body depends on zinc. So if you want your body to be functioning and your immune system to be strong, zinc is so important. That's a really good one. There are a few protocols out there. I think the most important thing is to have things on hand. And I know that that does cost as an outlay, but there is a lot that you can be taking in the lead up to prepare. And then if by chance you do get unwell, you've got that immediate supply and you can take you can take your supplements straight away. From what the discussion that I opened up on social media the other day and some private messages that I received from that, most people were getting better within 5 to 7 days of onset of illness if they had everything ready to go. So that's really great, because if you look at the actual data, most people end up in hospital around day 9. So these people aren't included in that data because they're already on top of it, because they know their bodies, they know how to control it. Most importantly, they're not scared. They're not scared of getting sick. And that's a huge, huge mental block for so many people, especially here in Melbourne, but I'd say worldwide. The fear, it's the greatest toxicity that I can see in our community right now. And I can see it all over, in people's eyes, on people's faces, in their bodies. I'm working in cardiology at the moment, so you can imagine what that's like, and the types of patients that we're seeing, and we are seeing them, and young people having heart attacks. With no very clear mention of things in their notes, but you know that, you know, it's there, it's handed over verbally, they tell you about it. So it is definitely happening, and it's not a conspiracy. So I think that fear is a huge part of it, and just being ready, like we are every flu season, you know, every winter. What do? Joy gives me elderberry, you give me a beautiful citrus extracts, and you know, like that's what gets us through the season. And this isn't any different. It's just a little bit more of a marathon effort. Yeah, so there are some good accounts out there. If you look on social media, like it is a rabbit hole of rubbish, but there's also a wealth of knowledge. And if you can find a good practitioner on there who is supporting natural therapies, then that would be your go-to for anything, especially for children, because you need to have that professional advice.
Beautiful.
I have been in conversation with a good friend of mine who is a naturopath, and just running through protocols with her as well. And I've also so with her I've been putting in protocol just for myself, and also with Sarah's sister. She's a naturopath as well, is she? Yeah. They're all on the same page with all of that kind of stuff. My friends and I put packages together with some school friends of mine who are all on the same page as me. And they were just taking things prophylactically, so boosting their immune system from the same protocol. You give yourself, there's different dosages if just for immune boosting, but also but when you're sick, there's different, increase certain things. And one of my friends actually did get COVID from a colleague at work. And she was still running, she was running Zoom calls from her quarantine bedroom with her real estate team up until day 5. Day 6 and 7 were pretty rough, but she was okay after that. She's back at work. She was back at work as soon as she was allowed to, but she was well. She pretty much well on day 9, like it was nothing. She's had swine flu before, so her from what she said, she's swine flu was way worse than this experience.
Yeah, cool.
So, and she's, she was also, it's also about mindset. She has a really great, she was not in fear at all. Like Sarah said, it's that is massive. That is key. Like she just believed that she could do it, and she did.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And maybe I'll get these protocols from you, and we can offer your packages to everybody who sends me a message, and you guys can get extra support from Joy as well. Hi guys. Essentially, just keep doing what you are doing. Live your life. Be happy. Hug your people. Love your lovers. Eat good food, fresh fruits and vegetables, right? Dance in the sun, being in the sunshine, grounding, putting our feet into ground, into the soil. That is all going to keep us healthy. We know this shedding business, it's out there. And now I just presented a few solutions for you. So if you guys are feeling any symptoms, then please know I'm here to help you. As I said at the beginning, everybody send me a message with your picture, with your name. I will check your field. There's no charge for any of that. And if there is any issue, we can work out the next step and book you a session to clear your field and put the protection in. If you are worried about shedding for your children, for your newborns, for yourself, we will do the same thing. Just get in touch and feel empowered. We are not in anyone's hands. You can take responsibility for your body, for your health right now by deciding to do that. And there are ways how to deal with this evil, and I'm here to share that with the world and as many people as possible. And I know the ears that need to hear the message are here and hearing it, so just share. There are options. Share it with the world, and by all of us coming together, that's how we will overcome this all. Just tapping into the communities and into love and gratitude. And again, that's energy, right? It's the highest vibration on earth is love. So coming from a place of here from heart, from place of love into everything we do, into all our, everyday actions we have with whoever, no matter what they bring into the world, our world, always finding love in our heart. That's the biggest protection and the biggest contribution to humanity we can have as well. And we all can do that. That's the simplest thing, smiling on the street and just loving each other. Yeah. Have you guys got any more questions? Anything else you would like to add? Has it been beneficial? I would be also grateful for any feedback. It's, as I said, it's been very quickly put together, and I know I'm really good in my energy work and in my healing work. I'm not the best presenter and a slideshow maker, but please share any feedback you might have as well, either here or send me a message later. It would be really greatly appreciated. And if it has been beneficial to you, whatever you have heard tonight, then please share it with others. I'm going to run these Zooms every Thursday, as long as we are in lockdown. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep empowering people. Yay, you're welcome. Thank you for the messages here. You're welcome. So yeah, if there is no questions, nothing else to add, as I said, send me a message in next few days. I will get back to you with checking the fields, and I'm here for you. Know that everything is well. I think the message overall, all this madness, we get stuck in all the, I call it the 3D world, yeah? We get stuck in the media, and we get stuck in what is being pushed upon us. But behind it all, there's a bigger picture, and we need to understand that all that needs to happen. All that needs to happen in order for the light to come through, and for the systems to change, and for us all living totally different lives and from totally different places. And it's all coming. That's my spiritual world speaking now. It's all coming. We have so much support. Planet Earth has never had more love in the history of planet Earth. There is so much support from everywhere, and this mess that we are experiencing, that is just a movie that needs to play out. And as crazy as it is in the reality of it all, oh, hello, little skeleton. It's really important to remember that. Hello. It's really important to remember that there's a bigger picture, and everything is okay, and we are guided and protected, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, let's leave it with that, hey, with a beautiful, positive outlook, because good things are coming. And I want to really thank you all for coming and being here and listening and asking questions and sharing your beautiful energy and having your input. It means a lot. This is my mission in life, and having you here tonight, it just helps me to do what I'm here to do. And yeah, wish you well all, and get in touch. I'm here for you. Sending you lots of love. Thank you for coming. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.